Hello everyone, I'm Aya, the host of this Trip to Japan with Me channel. Today I'm going to show you my top 10 cherry blossom spots in Tokyo. Cherry trees start to bloom in late March and you can enjoy the beautiful blossoms for about a month. Along with chrysanthemum, cherry blossom is considered a national flower of Japan. Cherry blossom viewing is such a big part of the culture and that pretty much every Japanese person has his or her go-to cherry blossom spot. They may stroll along a street lined with cherry trees in the bright daylight or have a picnic after dark, when the cherry blossoms are lit up by traditional lanterns. If you come to Tokyo in the cherry blossom season, it's worthwhile to visit one or more of the spots I show you today. I hope you find your favorite and I will tell you mine at the end. Are you ready? Let's go on a trip to Japan with me. Number 10. Edo Sakura Street. It's a 500-meter street where historical stone buildings are decorated by 80 cherry trees. I think the best time to come here is in the evening when the trees are lit up in a fanciful way. Edo Sakura Street is located in Nihonbashi. It's within walking distance from the Tokyo Station and the Royal Palace. The area has been the economic center of Tokyo for many centuries, and there are numerous tourist attractions nearby. It's also a famous shopping district with department stores. If your schedule is tight, this might be a good place to come between your other destinations. The street is one of the older cherry blossom spots in Tokyo and has been loved by many. In the season, a festival takes place to entertain the visitors as well as the blossoms. Edo Sakura Street is a 2-minute walk from the Mitsukoshimaya Station. Number 9. Hibiya Park. This one is located at the heart of downtown Tokyo and it can be accessed from the Hibiya Station. You can stop by after your shopping in Ginza or before your Shinkansen, the bullet train ride from the Tokyo Station. Hibiya Park is an urban park in the midst of Tokyo's sea of skyscrapers. Cherry trees are more dispersedly planted than some of the other locations, but the park offers a wide variety of blossoms all through the year. Festivals are held often and there are restaurants inside the park luring tens of thousands of people every day. The best place to see cherry blossoms is Kamome Square. While there are different varieties of cherry trees, the most popular Somei Yoshino can be seen here. Take a seat on a bench and enjoy the beauty before you set off to your next destination. Number 8. Koishikawa Korakuen Gardens. This is one of the oldest gardens in Tokyo and they offer some of the best weeping cherry blossoms. These gardens were created in 1628 as part of the Tokyo residence of the Mito branch of the ruling Tokugawa family. Like most traditional Japanese gardens, Koishikawa Korakuen attempts to reproduce famous landscapes in miniature using ponds, stones, trees, and hills to replicate both Japanese and Chinese scenery. The beautiful cherry blossoms reflected on the surface of the pond in the center of the garden called Daisensui will take your breath away. Have some matcha green tea and Japanese sweets at the tea house and then enjoy the cherry blossoms in a traditional luxurious way. The admission is 300 yen and they are open every day during the cherry blossom season. You can use either Iidabashi or Korakuen Station to get to Koishikawa Korakuen Gardens. The Tokyo Dome is right next to it. Number 7. Yoyogi Park. This is the Japanese equivalent of Central Park in New York. This urban oasis provides a much-needed nature escape for the people in Tokyo. There are various cherry blossom viewing spots inside this enormous park, but if I were you, I would make sure to visit the cherry garden for the enchanting cherry blossom arch. If having your picnic under the cherry trees tickles your fancy, Yoyogi Park might be your place. The spacious lawn area accommodates quite a few people, even when other cherry blossom spots are jam-packed. Needless to say, Yoyogi Park offers a lot more than the 700 cherry trees, whether it's the cherry blossom season or not. You can spend the day easily inside the park, visiting the gardens of different flowers, the dog run, the bird sanctuary, and more. At the event square, various events take place, such as musical festivals, food and craft fairs, and free markets. Outside the park, there are numerous cafes, restaurants, and shops in the area. You could buy the food for your picnic around the closest train station, Harajuku or Yoyogi Koen. I haven't done this before, but I think I'll buy picnic lunch at the bakery and enjoy it under the cherry blossoms next time. This might be the best kept secret, but Japanese bakeries usually bake great bread and make delicious side dishes to go with. The park is adjacent to the famous Meiji Jingu Shrine. You can visit the shrine before or after cherry blossom viewing at this park, and that would be a perfect way to spend the day in Tokyo. Number 6. Yasukuni Shrine. The cherry trees here grab your attention not only for their gorgeous blossoms, but because the sample cherry trees exist at this shrine. The Japan Meteorological Agency relies on the sample tree to officially announce and update the cherry blossom front. The cherry blossoms of 500 trees at the Yasukuni Shrine attract 500,000 people every year. During the season, various events take place. What is the most intriguing is perhaps Yozakura no, the traditional Japanese mask play under the cherry blossoms at night. It is probably hard to understand what is going on the stage, but this is a valuable chance to touch the heart of Japanese culture if you are interested. The shrine is always busy during the cherry blossom season. People hang out enjoying food from the food stands that spring up for the occasion. If you seek peace and quiet, try the Shinjuku garden at the back of the shrine. The weeping cherry blossoms of the pond would provide a wonderful backdrop to your picture. The Yasukuni Shrine is adjacent to the Imperial Palace, and it can be accessed from the Kudanshita station. Number 5. Ikegami Honmonji Temple. The 5-storied pagoda and the blooming cherry trees are truly impressive together. Here at the Ikegami Honmonji Temple, you can see about 100 cherry trees of several varieties, including the beloved Somei Yoshino. During the season, 10,000 people visit the temple and enjoy the extraordinary view of cherry blossoms with the pagoda. The 5-storied pagoda, a designated national important cultural property, is the oldest and largest in the Tokyo region. The long staircase leading up to the temple is lined with cherry trees, and you will see many more surrounding the pagoda at the top of the stairs inside the precinct. The Ikegami Honmondo Temple is 30 to 40 minutes by train from either the Tokyo or Shinjuku station. Number 4. Meguro River. Nakameguro, where the river runs through, is one of the most hip areas in Tokyo. The river is lined with cherry trees, creating a long arch of blossoms over this narrow stream during the season. Along the Meguro River, 800 cherry trees are planted on both sides. It stretches for about 3.8 kilometers, providing a wonderful walking experience by the river decorated with the natural beauty. It feels great to walk the whole length when the sun's rays brighten up the arch of blossoms early in the day. At night, the entire length is lit up by the warm light, making it even more magical. If you plan ahead and make a reservation at the restaurant or cafe by the river, that will make your day or night. But you can also grab a bite or drink from a stand and then enjoy them on your walk. Just don't expect to find a bench to sit on or in an area to spread out your picnic blanket. A river cruise is also very popular. The Meguro River is a 2-minute walk from the Meguro station. Number 3. Ueno Park. If you are the more the merrier type, this is your spot. The park has 800 cherry trees of 50 different species. There are various attractions nearby, including temples, shrines, and a zoo. Thanks to the wide variety, the cherry blossom season is much longer in this park. The winter cherry trees start to bloom in February, signaling the arrival of spring. Ueno is filled with visitors when the most popular Somei Yoshino is at its peak around the end of March. Just when you thought the park was turning from pale pink to green, wild cherry and double-flowered cherry trees burst into blossom in April. Ueno Park is one of the most visited cherry blossom spots in Tokyo, attracting 300,000 people in a single day at the peak. Large groups of people having a drinking party under the lit-up cherry blossom is a quintessential image of Ueno in spring. If you walk around the park, look for the weeping cherry tree called Shushiki Sakura at Kiyomizu Kannon-do. In 1682, a 13-year-old girl, Shushiki, came to Ueno to see the cherry blossoms. She saw a drunk man by an open well. Worried about his safety, she wrote a haiku poem and tied it on a cherry branch. It went, "Idobata no sakura abunashi sake no yoi," which translates to, "The cherry tree by the well is dangerous for someone drunk on sake, Japanese rice wine." Ueno hasn't changed much since then. Ueno Park is right next to the Ueno station. Number 2. Sumida Park. Cherry blossoms on the riverbanks are gorgeous when viewed from under the trees or from a boat on the river. If festivity and access to water are your criteria, Sumida Park is the best fit for you. Inside the park, there are 1,000 cherry trees over a kilometer stretch on both sides of the river. Make sure to take a souvenir picture of the Tokyo sky tree behind the cherry blossoms for bragging rights. Just like Ueno, drinking party under the cherry blossoms is something many people look forward to every year. After visiting the park, you could hop on the water bath and admire the long stretch of blossoms on the water. If you make a reservation way ahead of time, you can have a dinner cruise on a Japanese houseboat and then enjoy the cherry blossoms in a traditional way. The park is a 3-minute walk from the Asakusa station. Check out our Asakusa episode if you're interested in this part of Tokyo. And finally, number 1, Shinjuku Gyoen National Garden. In this expansive park, you get to enjoy over 1,000 cherry trees of about 65 different varieties. Shinjuku Gyoen National Garden is one of the oldest parks in Tokyo. Given to a feudal lord by the ruling shogun in 1591, the garden changed hands to the government of modern Japan and to the royal family, and finally to the people of Japan. Over time, the surrounding area has changed a lot. The name of the area, Shinjuku, roots back to the fact that the descendant of the feudal lord returned part of the property for the creation of the new post. Shinjuku literally means a new post. Today, the Shinjuku station is the busiest one in the world, used by 3.5 million people per day. But Shinjuku Gyoen stays timelessly tranquil. If the skyscrapers didn't disturb your view, what you see wouldn't be much different from what the future lords saw. While Shinjuku Gyoen is excellent as a Japanese garden, their offering of cherry blossoms is exceptional. 400 out of 1,000 cherry trees are the beloved Somei Yoshino, which can be seen at a higher concentration at Sakura Enchi, the cherry tree area, at the back of the garden. 65 varieties guarantee a longer season of cherry blossoms from February to April. Since the garden is huge, you can access the park from several different stations. It's a 5-minute walk from the Shinjuku Gyoen station, and it's 10 from the Shinjuku station. The closest to the cherry tree area is the Sendagaya station. The admission to the garden is 500 yen. How did you like cherry blossoms in Tokyo? I hope you found your favorite in my top 10 list. My favorites are Yasukuni Shrine, Meguro River, and Shinjuku Gyoen National Garden. I visit at least one of them every year. I hope you get to come and enjoy your favorite cherry blossom spot in person in the future. By the way, Japan is long from north to south. If you travel along a cherry blossom front, you will have a very long season. Thanks for watching. See you next time.